All right, with week 5 in the books of the NFL season, it's time to talk football once again. We're going to do the same thing we did last time, only talk about a few games instead of the whole slate from the week 5 games. And the first order of business, the first team we are going to talk about is going to be the Jaguars Bills game. Jaguars defeat the Bills 25-20. I think this is arguably two of the most inconsistent good teams in the league right now.
I would
uh,
agree, but that travel was weird for the Bills.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, do you think the effect, is it more of the effect traveling to Europe, or is it being able to stay in Europe for 2 weeks? Like, I feel like that's a huge advantage.
I think that's a massive advantage, and the Bills, I don't think they got there until like Friday,
Yeah,
right? So
why are you
yeah,
doing that?
I think didn't they play? I mean, they probably played. They played the intense game against the Dolphins. I doubt they wanted to just say, "All right, guys, we're gonna leave right now." They probably wanted to rest and recover.
I guess.
They end up losing Matt Milano for the season, so that's tough. That's
Yeah.
really tough.
When I heard Stefan Diggs give a press conference where he was like, "Yeah, calling like Josh Allen needs his sleep," and he's like, he's struggling right now. I was like, oh boy, I should have just hammered the Jaguars.
Yeah.
But in that game, Travis Etienne dominated the ground with 2 touchdowns. No Tre'Davious White leads to Lawrence having his most efficient game of the season. Um, but the biggest thing is, and it's gonna continue to be a big deal for the Bills. Is I believe it's the lack of a running game.
God, it was so bad.
I mean, you know what you can do passing, but like if you can't make a defense at least respect the ability to run the ball, like you're gonna have a tough time beating great teams or even some good teams.
I mean, what they end up having total 40 rushing yards in the
It
entire
was
game.
it was bad. I don't have it pulled up, but I was looking at it earlier and I was like, yikes.
James Cook, I think, only ended up with like 5 attempts for like -2 yards.
Like I know they were trailing, but like you still gotta like put it in here and there. Like even in the third quarter, I mean, you weren't trailing that bad.
Keep him honored.
Yeah, like you don't even need a $14 million running back. Like you don't need to go trade for like Jonathan Taylor or anything. But like, look what the Colts are doing with Zach Moss.
Trust me, I agree.
They had Zach Moss at one point.
Trading for Naeem Hines, who got a knee injury thanks to somebody on a jet ski.
That's wild.
I
But
know.
we'll move on to the next game. I have the Lions defeating the Panthers 42-24. Um, I think this. I mean, the Lions continue to take care of business. They execute on all aspects of the game. Every single game, they're succeeding in about every aspect of the game, passing, rushing, defense, and special teams. You could say argue the Seattle game, but they should have won that game.
Yeah,
Um,
5 turnovers.
I mean, Goff was 20 of 28, 3 touchdowns. They ran the ball for 161 yards and 3 touchdowns.
They look solid. Laporta looks good. Um, Laporta looks awesome.
And they did
They're
that without
keeping the
Amon
ball
Ra.
moving. Yeah, I mean they look solid.
But
I'm interested to see what happens if they ever get Gibbs fully involved or how that's gonna go, but
I think he's just taking the back seat,
it's what it seems like.
which is weird. Like, at least you could put him in the slot, I feel like, and get some
I
weird things going.
I would like to think, but apparently they don't.
But I think this is a lot of credit to Dan Campbell.
I agree. He's done a good job. Their offensive coordinator is awesome. Their defensive coordinator's done well. They are in general just looking like a complete team.
I mean, he literally took a poverty franchise and took it to, he got everyone on board. Like, in the first year, everyone was on board, and it's showing now week in and week out for this team.
We got to thank Brad Holmes too. I mean, he's been a great general manager. He's put a
Oh,
lot of
great.
talent on that team. A
I
lot
mean,
of talents on that
I
team.
was kind of questioning their draft, to be honest.
I didn't like Aiden Hutchinson. I didn't like him as the number 2 overall pick. He's been awesome.
Just this past
Campbell,
draft, too. Like,
yeah, Campbell, I'm still not a big fan of. Jerry's out on Gibbs, but they nailed their second round picks, Laporta and Brian Branch. So
oh,
it'll
Brian
be interesting to
Branch.
see how they go. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they finish the season. But I have a feeling they're going to be they might be in that NFC Championship game, depending on how their record goes and if they have the number 2 seed.
I think the best thing about this team, though, this is my last point, is you can like look at this team and the culture they have, and you can tell like even with them being 4-1, they're not going to become complacent. Not under this
Yeah,
coaching staff,
you can
especially
tell
with
they
this
love
fan
each other.
base and everything. Like this is like a united group, and it's kind of fun to see.
It's fun to watch. I agree.
I mean, like the last time the Lions were somewhat watchable was Stafford and Megatron.
God, it's been so long.
So we'll move to the third game on the list: Steelers versus Ravens. Um, Ravens skill players continue to let Lamar down. I know I got a little heated when when I was pulled that game up. I said Lamar sucks, but I don't get it, man. I think this general manager's hot dookie.
7 drops. Zay Flowers has been good. Mark Andrews had drops. Rashad Bateman, everybody loved. He just
Dropped a
didn't stay
touchdown.
healthy. Dropped a
I think I saw
touchdown.
3 touchdowns dropped.
Nelson Aguilar is just awful. I wouldn't blame the general manager because their team is awesome. Like they have talent everywhere. Just seems like they're cursed. I don't know. I don't
They
know if
are the injury bug.
I don't know if Lamar throws a different ball than everybody else, but everybody drops his passes. It doesn't make sense.
I just think
Like,
I called this like when they signed Odell Beckham and when the media was just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I'm like, dude, like this is who you're going out and signing is a guy who hasn't been relevant for a very long time and hadn't played a snap since the Super Bowl.
everybody wanted him though. That's the thing.
No,
A
I
lot of
mean,
teams
if he
vetted
stays
him.
healthy, I mean, I feel like he's still productive, but like it's a big gamble, and then that's the guy you
Yeah,
try to bring in for Lamar. I just feel like why not? I mean, was DeAndre Hopkins already gone, or there's a couple names out there that they could have utilized better than probably Odell. I think Zay Flowers is gonna be great though for that team.
the jury's still out on them. I still like them. I still think they have a lot of talent. They're honestly their defense is what's been worrisome. They have not looked as good as they should. Kyle Hamilton though, that dude looks like he's a dog.
Yep. Um, I think they need to invest into a running back. I think unfortunately it's time to move away from J.K. Dobbins and
It is.
go find you a steady back, someone you know what you're gonna get week in and week out.
I have a feeling they use a draft pick on one this year.
Wouldn't be a bad idea. Maybe a wide receiver too. Because you basically have a wide receiver one with Mark Andrews, but just after that, it's kind of a pretty big drop off for Lamar.
It's a deep class. We'll have to see where they end up being placed.
But next game is the Bengals defeating the Cardinals 34-20. Burrow
Burrow's
is
back.
back. Yup.
He's back.
And I think it's safe to say this team is just notorious for starting slow. I think we can finally just write that in the stone.
I agree. I think that's what we figured it out.
I think,
And I think he looks healthy too. So
yep.
that's
I was
also a
just going to
plus.
say, should have put my money on it but I didn't. I never heard him come out and say this is the best I felt. So
Well, he wasn't on the injury report. Wasn't listed as questionable, wasn't listed as anything. He was just fully ready to play.
I know they played the Cardinals, which is proclaimed to be this tanking team. But the offense, it didn't miss a beat, even without T. Higgins, which was very nice to see for them moving forward. I think my question is do you think they will or should they move on from Higgins, get something for him?
Uh I mean, he's really talented. I don't think they should because they have a chance to win the Super Bowl if they stay healthy. I know it hurts. I know they don't want to lose him. I get it,
I feel
but
like he's very unhappy right now.
he is, but I mean, he can suck it up if he wants to win a Super Bowl and then he can go get paid after.
Right. But next point, Jamar Chase dominates the game like single
Yeah,
handedly. I mean, he's
he's
always
always
fucking
open.
open. Yep, fucking open.
7-Eleven.
That's hilarious when I saw that.
7-Eleven.
Dobbs
That was
finally
very funny.
Dobbs finally came back to reality after a pretty hot start to start that game. He finally just came back down to earth.
I know it's the Cardinals, but it is an impressive game from the Bengals.
Yep. I
Their
mean,
defense looked better. They needed that. Like it was a
defense looked
kind of a
good.
bounce back game for them.
Yep. Last game to talk about this week is the Chiefs defeating the Vikings 27-20. I know you hate when my takes about the Chiefs because you love Mahomes. I mean I respect Mahomes. I just think these refs need to wake up. The NFL is just so scripted.
Shut the fuck up.
Taylor Swift
God
Swift
damn it.
popularity has the NFL in shambles right now.
God damn it. This is the Patriot shit all over again.
No, I don't think. I mean, it is kind of weird that he didn't get a penalty with his helmet off, but I'm not gonna say it's because it's the
It's not like it's
Chiefs.
the first time it's ever happened when someone's taken their penalty off, or helmet off. They haven't gotten a penalty.
I thought it was funny when I saw. I think I forget what video I saw, but it was like he's taking his helmet off and he's literally pointing to the empty sweet box that Taylor Swift was supposed to be on, and the ref just tells him nicely to put his helmet back on. But this Chiefs team it doesn't get me excited.
Again, I think they play with their food. I think they're like, okay, let's see what we can do here, and we'll see how we can do it. If we can't, then we know.
Maybe we were just spoiled with all the explosive plays that they had when they had Tyreek Hill, but it just seems methodical.
I think they're trying to bring Rice across. I think he's going to be really valuable for them.
I hope so. I picked him up in fantasy, hoping maybe I can sneak him in and he becomes like this insane asset for them.
I think he will be.
I'm just interested to see. I don't know. Do they have a bye or who do they play next? I'm wanting to see them play.
They play the Broncos Thursday night, so they're going to kill them. I kind of hope Kelsey sits out and just gets healthy. That way, Rasheed Rice can go off.
I want to see them play like a great caliber team like the Eagles, the 49ers, the Dolphins.
They will.
Because that's going to be a true test of what their offense really is.
Again, I'm not too worried. I think they're going to be fine.
And you just hit Kelsey as my other point, is just making sure I'll keep an eye on him. But he did finish the game, which was good seeing him come back out there because it did not look good at first.
He practiced in full today, so.
I think they deemed it a low ankle sprain.
Yeah.
My hot take was they won't make it past the divisional game. It's my hot take.
I'll let you enjoy that hot take. I'm not even gonna acknowledge it. We're just gonna. Well, if Mahomes has a home playoff game in the divisional round, they're winning.
That's fair. I mean, I'm not gonna like bet against them. I'm just saying like where the state of the offense is in my eyes, I'm not confident.
My hot take is Brock Purdy is the best quarterback in the NFC.
That's like you just burnt my hand. I just touched a very hot stovetop right there. Like, but hey, he is playing very well.
Oh, gotta love it.
Unfortunately, they are not in my discussion board for this week because that game was absolute shit. Fun for the 49ers. I mean, watching trick plays that they copied the Detroit Lions on. And
oh, yeah. Kyle Shanahan, that guy doesn't know how to draw up plays.
But we'll move on to your favorite time of the week. We're talking about your New Orleans Saints here.
Hey. Big game. Everybody's talking. Is the Bill Belichick dynasty over?
Wait, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But
just remember, we did that.
The Saints defeated the Patriots 34-0. They finally figured out what a touchdown is. And look what happens.
God.
Your defense is good. It's great. You put up points and you're going to win games. That's as simple as that. And I told you I was in on this team, but guess what? I didn't bet them because I got nervous.
I didn't bet him either because I was also nervous. I knew Mac Jones was bad, but I was really worried.
I'm not going to say Carr is great. He had okay stats, 18 for 26, 183 and 2 touchdowns. Kamara had another good game.
Kamara just owns the Patriots, which I love.
I think the Patriots are just in shambles.
They're bad.
In shambles. Mac Jones, 12 of 22, 110 yards, 2 interceptions, gets benched again. Bill Belichick comes out in presser, says that he's still his quarterback. Wake up, Bill.
What are you going to do? Bailey Zappi?
No, Malik Cunningham.
He's not even on the team.
Yeah, practice squad.
They signed him to the practice squad.
It's like, remember me last year with the Colts? I was like, just bring in Sam Ehlinger.
And how did Ehlinger go?
But at least gave me something to somewhat like root for. I'm not rooting for Mac Jones if I'm a Patriots fan.
I think the Patriots know their season's over, and I think they want to tank. So
I mean, I don't blame them. I mean,
I would keep Mac Jones in. They're going to lose games with him.
I think Robert Kraft has to do one of the three: remove him from general manager decision making, fire him as a coach, and keep him as GM, or just do all of the above. Something's got to change, and he's not putting the best teams together. and not even the best coaching staff.
It's hard to fire him though.
I know. Last year, well, you don't fire him. You just like, hey, just slowly
Please
slide in a
retire. Please
resignation over.
every day at work. Hey, you sure you don't want to retire yet? Hey, are you sure?
I mean, when you hire Patricia and Joe Judge to lead your offense, you're not going to go places.
You're not wrong.
But I'm not going to take away from the Saints. I mean, I didn't think it would be this big of a butt whooping,
Neither did I,
but
but
I
I'm
did see
okay with
them
it.
winning. I mean, replacing Judon and Gonzalez, even with bringing J.C. Jackson, I don't know if he played or not. It's just not going to work.
Yeah,
Um,
tough.
anything else you want to talk about your Saints about?
No, they just looked good. The defense looked
Great.
awesome. It's nice to see the offense look a little bit better. I don't know if Carr's shoulder was just really hurt last week or what, but it was nice to see some competence. Uh Again, it's against a team who's dead. They really are just dead.
Yep.
So we'll have to see how they do this week. I'm excited, looking forward. We have the chance to win the division, and that's all I really care about.
When I did my divisional breakdowns predicting how the division goes, this is what I feared for the Patriots. Mac Jones.
Yeah, I get that. I just didn't want to give up on Bill Belichick
Yeah,
yet, and it's time to give up on Bill.
that's just that's credit to Bill Belichick because I was thinking about this today. Like, name a coach, not even at the team, just a coach that you're scared to bet against.
It's basically him and Kyle Shanahan.
When you're scared to bet against a coach, especially off after a bye, with him being so good after a bye week, like that speaks volumes. But I think it is his time. I don't want him to see him just keep digging, going down and down. Like,
I
and
know.
on hot, you're not going to the Super Bowl again. You're not. I mean,
Get
it's just time.
it is time. You remember your Brady was a system quarterback take?
Yeah, I think Belichick was a system quarterback. Holy,
how does that make you feel?
I mean, I woke up to that take. I mean,
I'm just happy
I
you admit it.
I respect Tom Brady as a player. Do I like him? No, because I'm a Colts fan. But like, it's hard not to respect what he did to the game. Him and Manning, they were both great quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm just happy you appreciate it.
Still think Peyton Manning threw a better football though. Moving on. Saints take on the Texans this week. Saints are minus 1.5 point favorites, 41 point over under. This is going to be a surprisingly good game, in my opinion.
Rat line.
I think
Rat line.
I think the Saints take care of the Texans.
I do too, but again, I'm not gonna bet on it just
Nope.
because one, I like CJ Stroud, and two, that guy's got some nuts. Did you see that comeback?
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
then
he
you
took them
come
straight
back,
down the field.
and then 145 left, and you lose. I mean, I had the
Yeah,
Texans money line, but
I remember. I told you just take the goddamn 2.5.
I mean, dude, they blew that game.
I know.
A game with no touchdowns, and they finally scored, and then they lose. But it's neither here or there. The Saints take on the Texans on the road. Like I said, I think the Saints will use their defense for this game more than their offense. I think rookie quarterback, it's notorious with a great defense. It just doesn't add up very well.
Yeah,
But
we'll see. Stroud looks different though. I'll give him his credit. That dude's been awesome.
every week he's gonna have a good week. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah,
We were high
he's
on
been.
him. He was our
We
favorite,
were. That was our guy. He's been good. I'm excited.
and that
I'm excited for the game, honestly, just in general. I just want to watch it.
same. Now I forgot to mention something about. We were just talking about rookie quarterback for a second. I forgot to mention. What's your thoughts on Bryce Young thus far?
There's really no
Team just
real
bad.
decision. Team's awful. He has no weapons.
Coach is
He had a
bad.
decent he had a decent game on Sunday. The coach is not very good. Um, Additionally, you've got the awful offensive line, and they have no first round pick. So I'm worried that he
Yeah,
is not going to be bad. Is not going to be good.
that would
But
be bad for the franchise.
yeah, like I'm worried he's not going to be good. But there's nothing else they can do.
Yeah, it's not looking good,
No, it's not looking good one bit.
which stinks because he's talented enough to.
He's really talented.
I was always worried about his size, but you have a bad rookie year and you're the starter every game, and it's just you just keep getting pounded and pounded with no weapons to help besides Thielen. I mean, it
The
really hurt.
David Carr effect
It's gonna hurt the quarterback going forward, in my opinion.
kills your confidence.
Well, moving on. I hope what doesn't happen is Anthony Richardson loses his confidence. Colts defeat the Titans 23-16. Richardson leaves in the second quarter with a shoulder injury on his throwing shoulder. The pain that he had did not look very promising.
No, he pointed at that thing
Instantly.
immediately.
Nothing that
Which
we.
it was just a routine tackle. That's what caught me so off guard.
And then I found out that he had shoulder issues in college, which the thing is, what I don't want to see moving forward is us start to lean away from using his legs because we're so worried. I mean, that's what makes him so special. That's like taking away Lamar's legs, Jalen Hurts' legs. I mean, those are what separates them from other quarterbacks.
No, I agree.
But big shout out to my man Gardner Minshew. I mean, he's came in now 4 out of 5 weeks and has done nothing but great things for us. Take care of the football. And the offense doesn't seem to skip a beat when he's out there, which is nice.
Steichen knows his coach. I'll give him, or knows his players. I'll give him his credit. That dude's a really good coach.
And then Zach Moss with JT coming back, he's 23 attempts, 165 and 2 touchdowns. I mean, what a performance. Against the Titans run defense too, only gives up like 70 yards per game before this. Which is
the Titans, dude.
I'm so out on it. Tannehill is so bad.
Hopkins had a good game, but wow, they're just not very good. They're just, you can just tell they're not the same team they've been in the past couple years.
Nope. They're just getting old.
Yup.
But Zaire Franklin, he's an all-pro.
That dude's awesome.
He makes me not miss Shaquille Leonard as much.
He's awesome.
But not having Shaquille Leonard has opened our ass so much in the middle of the field, especially in coverage.
It's disgusting how wide open the middle of the field is.
That was my biggest takeaway from that game is like...
I said the exact same thing.
I'm like, our coverage in the middle is horrendous. I mean, I think 140 yards of Hopkins' day was all in the middle.
It probably, 200 plus of Tannehill's day was across the middle.
I mean, it was bad.
It was, I mean, everything. Or it was the rollouts where the guy was sliding across the middle and he caught it outside the hashes.
Yep.
But it's still like he's just sliding across the open middle of the field.
And that's where Shaq usually is in that middle patrolling. But, I mean, we paid that guy so much money for him just to get hurt. Every game.
Is this the second year of his contract?
I think so. Second, yeah, I think it is.
And was it a 5-year deal? I can't remember.
I'm not quite sure off the top of my head.
I imagine that they'd be able to get out of it after this summer or next, but we'll have to see.
But yeah, Josh Downs, he's him.
Josh Downs, dude, that dude and Gardner Minshew have a connection.
It's nice to see. He's my TY replacement right there. We found him.
He's good. I like him. I'm not gonna say TY yet.
Nah, not yet, but he's looking like it.
He's solid. He's a good player. He's athletic. He runs nice routes.
My last point on the Colts game was Gus Bradley's really starting to piss me off.
God,
he only rushes 4.
I know.
You don't have Kwity Paye, and then Samson gets banged up. Granted, he does come back into the game to finish it off, but we still continue to rush 4. I mean, that's Tannehill. You're making him comfortable back there when he shouldn't be. He needs to bring at least one guy every now and then. You don't have to blitz, but you got to change it up.
Just put some pressure on him. It's Tannehill.
Juju Brents is trending, so that's a positive note.
Juju Brents, Indy legend. We love it. Then always root for the 317 guys.
We move on the road back again against another divisional rival in Duval County. We face the Jaguars. We are currently 3.5-point dogs, 45.5 over under. I think this
Lions dropped 2 points already.
Yeah, I like the Colts.
After 2 weeks in London, I love the Colts.
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude,
I love the Colts.
Jet lag. Yep, I wish it was a Thursday game.
If they did that to the fucking Jaguars, oh my God. You just get back from London, our ears a Thursday nighter. The NFL would just say, we hate you.
They have
That's literally all it would
them
be.
playing in London's 2 home games anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, but 6-hour time difference is a big deal.
Yeah, but
I think I think the main thing though, I think you have the option after you get back from London to choose if you want your bye week or not the week after, or I guess Europe in general. And they just chose no.
I would choose yes.
I think most teams have chose no though, because don't the Bills don't have a bye week this week, do they?
Um, I don't think so. They might though. We'll find out here in a second. But yeah, I'd like the Colts at least to cover. I think they can win this game. You know, it's a
I do
NFL
too.
Sunday, so you know what I'm doing. So
Betting on the Colts,
yeah, we'll
betting on the
move.
Saints.
Speaking on how Gardner continues to save us, moving on to the next topic is actually his own segment, Minshew Mania. My question to you is Gardner Minshew a top 15 quarterback in the league?
Probably top 20.
All right, I got a little fun game.
Let's hear it.
I have a bunch of quarterbacks listed, and you're gonna tell me if he's better or not, just based off this year in starters only. I'm not including Aaron Rodgers and Kyler Murray,
Okay.
but just who's playing in the current moment right now. So we'll start with Daniel Jones. Yes or no, Gardner Minshew?
Minshew.
Yep.
But
Uh,
again, you put Minshew in Jones' situation, it's a
yeah, it's a
lot
little.
different.
Yeah, it is a little different. Colts offensive line playing out of their mind. They finally again.
And the Giants' offensive line is the worst in football.
Next quarterback, Deshaun Watson.
I would take Watson.
Wow, I'm surprised.
I don't like Watson, but I still would take him.
Moving on, Geno Smith.
I would take Geno.
That was my 50-50 one right there. That was like my him and Watson were like my hot take ones to throw in here. But
Yeah, I would take Geno.
I think Minshew can do what Geno does.
I agree, but I think Geno's a better player.
I also avoided rookies, but because the Panthers traded so much to get Bryce Young, I threw Bryce Young in.
I mean, I would rather have Minshew at this stage, Minshew or Young going forward,
Because
but
the Panthers could have stayed at 9, kept their picks, and got Minshew to play for them. Maybe I think he was going to follow Steichen, but Josh Dobbs,
Minshew,
Sam Howell,
Minshew.
Baker Mayfield.
Honestly, probably Baker right now. Baker's
Let's
looked
go,
good.
Corbin. Hop on the Baker wagon again.
I'm not a wagon guy. I don't like Baker, but he's looked good.
Russell Wilson.
Wow. Gardner.
Derek Carr.
Carr.
Oh, you were kind of calling
I'm
for
a little
Carr's head.
hesitant, but I'd still say Carr. Carr is more talented than Minshew is.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Probably Minshew still. Garoppolo, sorry.
All right. Zach Wilson.
Minshew.
Mac Jones.
Shut the fuck up. Minshew.
He's a starting quarterback. Ryan Tannehill.
Oh,
Don't even.
It's probably Minshew, but again, I don't like either that much.
Kenny Pickett.
Whole situations.
Don't.
Kenny.
No, don't.
I would say Kenny.
Oh my gosh, you're just obsessed with the 2 gloves. The tiny hands and the 2 gloves. And Desmond Ritter. Is this thing on?
I'm just going to ignore that question. You know where my stance is on Ritter.
So, like you made it clear you top 20, and that basically puts him right at probably around the 20 spot.
Yeah, that's where I think he's at.
That's a backup quarterback.
Which is fine, which is good. They've got great backup.
I mean, we got two important positions besides the offensive line on the offense is quarterback and running back with depth issues, I should say. And you got 2 great ones. I'm grateful we have him. How about that?
I like it. That's a good way to put it.
He's saved me from a lot of headaches.
Understandable. It's not fun having a bad backup. Look at Andy Dalton.
Did you see who the Colts just picked up?
No.
Kellen Mond.
Dude. Golly, they might as well just
That
throw.
has to mean Minshew, or not Minshew, Richardson's a little banged up more than just a couple
He's four.
weeks.
It's 4 weeks probably. I
But
wouldn't be shocked if he goes on IR.
that's my Minshew mania topic. I wanted to talk about him just because he's saved our asses this year.
Agree.
But we'll move on to talking about, have we added two coaches to the hot seat? Not necessarily meaning they're going to get fired anytime soon, but their job is raising a lot of eyebrows at the moment. My two, I could have put three on here. I'll talk about the third one. We already talked about Bill, Mike McCarthy, and Sean
Uh,
Payton.
McCarthy, no. Peyton, no.
But
McCarthy's
Peyton
still.
makes
They're still.
sense. But McCarthy, I just want to say that offense is boring,
They're not gonna. He's not gonna be on the hot seat until they lose in the playoffs again.
which is going to happen.
If they go 8-9, obviously he'd get fired too. But like, if they make the playoffs and when they lose in the wild card round, he'll get fired.
I mean, just watching their offense, short, methodical plays, no explosiveness at all.
Dak. Bill Simmons has been saying it for years. I used to defend Dak a little bit, but he is right. Where Dak is literally just Kirk Cousins. He just has better PR.
Yeah, that's kind of fair. I can kind of agree
Literally,
with that.
literally done nothing in the playoffs. Never any good in big games. Like, can you name one where he's been good in a big game? I
I,
can't.
I mean, did he beat the 8 and 9 Buccaneers in the playoffs?
The 8-9 Buccaneers who couldn't stop anybody, who had Tom Brady, a 45-year-old, throwing 50 passes a game.
But my thing with McCarthy is all right, CD's getting absolutely clamped up, right?
Put him in the slot.
Utilize, I don't know, Brandon Cooks, who's had like what 4 straight years of 1,000 yard production.
Put CD in the slot, dude. Nobody's keeping up with him. He
And then
runs routes better than anybody. They just keep him. They keep him on the outside.
they've strictly limited Tony Pollard to just a running back. He does not catch passes out of the backfield.
Oh my god, it's so annoying.
Dak Prescott, while you can tell he's definitely either hesitant or lost mobility. He doesn't boot or scramble anymore. I think they made him basically getting rid of uh Moore, right? Moore?
Yeah, Kellen Moore.
Yeah, it was just not to play.
I agree. Not to play.
Now my question about Sean Payton is, if he wasn't getting $100 million, would it be a little more in jeopardy?
No, I think it's the whole Russell Wilson thing where it's just like their team in general is so bad that they're like, we're gonna give him at least another year.
Gotcha. That defense, he needs a new defensive coordinator ASAP.
Yeah, Vance Joseph, that dude's time is done in the league.
That game against the Jets, though, they had a pretty good, I'm not going to say it was a great first half by any means, but a pretty good first half. And then you come out in the second half, punt, 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 fumble.
They can't they can't go off script. Russell Wilson can literally only do script plays.
Russell's has, like, statistically, like,
A great first half and a bad second
I know,
half.
like, comparing stats to actually, like, watching the game and stuff like that is totally different, but he's actually has played a lot better with Peyton head coach.
He's been okay, yeah, he's been solid. Again, I think he's done really well when Peyton scripts the plays for him, and then when they have to go off script, it's hard because he can't do anything.
And we don't have to go into depth on this one, but who would be on the hotter seat right now? Mike McCarthy losing to the Cardinals and the 49ers once again, or Frank Reich?
McCarthy.
Okay.
Again, first year head coach versus a guy who's people already want kind of gone.
Yeah. We'll move on though from that to the players of the week. We'll kind of run through these a little faster than we usually do. Players of the week. Everyone in the players of the week, offense and defense, first time people.
Love hearing that.
Quarterback Justin Fields, 4 touchdowns. Zach
Yep.
Moss at running back, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. DJ Moore at wide receiver 1 with 230 and 3 touchdowns.
Was insane. That game was awesome.
He was electrifying.
He really was.
I played him in fantasy and still almost came back and won. Hashtag lost by 0.82. Wide receiver 2, Jamar Chase, 192 and 3 touchdowns.
I cannot believe he beat his output.
Whose output?
Jamar Chase.
DJ Moore had
fantasy
two.
wise. Jamar had 51.2 because he had 15 catches.
Oh, yeah, that will help. I think Moore had 8.
Yeah.
Kittle with tight end, 3 catches, 3 touchdowns. O-line this week, Indianapolis Colts, only 1 sack
I love
allowed,
it.
183 yards rushing. Looks like the line from a couple years ago.
I like it.
We'll move on to the defensive side. We got the D-line, the Dolphins. They all combined for like 7 sacks. Not hard against that offensive line.
True.
Linebacker, the first linebacker, Ernest Jones for the Rams. He had 15 tackles. Linebacker number 2, Fred Warner, 8 tackles, a sack, and an interception.
God, he's so good.
He's
And a
insane.
forced fumble.
Yep. And cornerback, Bryce Hall for the Jets had a touchdown. And other cornerback on the other side, Darius Williams for the Jaguars, 1 forced fumble, 1 interception.
Love
and then safety Jason Pinnock for the Giants had 1 forced fumble, 1 interception, and 1 touchdown.
I've never heard that name in my life.
Me neither. I'm looking at his picture right now. He looks like he's 37.
Oh my God.
Looks like if what's his face for the Saints was still playing, like Roman Harper.
Roman Harper.
Yeah,
He had gray hair.
dude. Yeah, especially when he played for the Panthers.
Yup.
We'll move on to the week 6 where we break down or not break down, but we do our predictions. I do have what we went last week. A little worse, 9-5. We had a couple they lost kind of moments.
Yeah, I was looking at it. We finished strong. I think we hit like 6 of our last 7 or something like that. We did a pretty solid ending.
Yep. I mean, we did pick the Colts correctly. Did
Yep.
pick the Jets. Did we pick the Jets? I think so.
Yes, we did.
Unfortunately, had the Titans. And
We couldn't have had the Titans if we had the Colts.
what?
You said unfortunately we had the Titans.
Titans. I'm sorry. I'm looking Texans.
That's why I was like we couldn't have had that.
And then the Ravens.
Yeah, there was just a couple tough L's in there. The Packers one was also a tough L.
But through 5 weeks, we're 49-29.
I like that. Against the spread, it's solid. Maybe we should start doing against the spread as well.
Yeah, we'll do that probably next week.
I like it.
We'll start it off. Broncos, Chiefs.
You know where I'm at.
Yep, Chiefs. Ravens, Titans. Gonna be a weird game in my opinion, probably. But I'm gonna go
It's
with
in London.
Oh, even worse. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with. Dude, that's tough now.
I'm going with the Ravens. At least my opinion, I would go with the Ravens.
I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I think.
Yeah, I just think they have more talent.
That and Titans with their age, I feel like it's gonna kind of hurt them too.
Yeah.
Commanders, Falcons.
I think the Falcons.
I agree. I think it's gonna be a really good game.
Yep, I agree.
Vikings, Bears.
Bears, in my opinion.
Yeah,
no Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that's the big thing for me. I was going to say
Could
it's
be
interesting.
Going to be big for Addison. It'll be nice to see if he does anything fantasy wise. I have a feeling though, if they lose this game, Kirk Cousins is on the block.
Yeah, I don't know where he's going to go though.
The Jets make sense if you just give up like a 3rd round pick for him, because he's a free agent after the season.
That's true. If the Jets win, I would do it.
I would too.
But they're not going to beat
honestly,
the Eagles.
Honestly, you know who else makes sense? The Falcons. They make sense.
That does make a lot of sense.
They have a lot of talent.
I would do that right now.
He's basically Ryan Tannehill.
Because you're not
throwing the ball wise. No, they have a chance to win that division too. It's an okay NFC. AFC wise, like the only team I would do it is the Jets.
Right. The next game also going to be a really good game. Bengals Seahawks. I think the Bengals are back.
I think the Bengals
so I'm
win
gonna ride it. 49ers Browns game of defense here probably, but I'm gonna go with the hot hand.
It's supposed to be a monsoon, they said. It's supposed to rain for like 4 straight days.
The 49ers.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain for like 4 straight days in Cleveland.
Next game, Saints Titans. I keep saying Titans. Saints Texans.
I would like to think the Saints win.
You got my vote.
That's where I'm at.
I just think the defense is going to be able to help them a lot this week. So
I agree.
But he hasn't turned the ball over, which is going to be interesting.
Their offensive line is held up. I just think the Saints have a really good defensive line.
Colts Jaguars.
I think Colts.
Me too. Well,
I think the
I'm of
Colts.
course gonna say that.
I know, but I really do think the Colts win the game.
Panthers Dolphins.
Uh,
Oh yeah,
they played this week.
yeah.
God dang, the Dolphins
Boat
schedule.
race.
Wow, yeah,
Um,
Dolphins,
awful game at next. Patriots Raiders.
Raiders.
Unless Bill
Cannot believe I'm
Belichick's
picking the Raiders.
bribing McDaniels.
Yeah, I know. I cannot believe I'm picking the Raiders.
Lions Buccaneers. This could be a good
Oh,
game.
it's gonna be a good game. I like the Lions though.
Cardinals Rams. I think the Rams.
I would agree.
I think the offense is gonna start really amping it up. I should say.
I agree.
Eagles Jets. I can't go against the Eagles until they lose.
Agree as well.
Giants Bills.
You know where I stand.
Yep. I don't think it's a question at this point. That team is in shambles.
I agree.
This game is. I think I'm gonna go the Chargers over the Cowboys.
I like it too.
I think that
I
team's
really
just
do.
gonna start. There might be some cultural issues if they lose this game.
And it's on Monday night. I could see it
I
happening.
should say. Because we saw a
I could
lot
see
of
it happening.
locker room on the field issues in camp with Cowboys.
It's just, it's a weird situation.
But that's our week 6 game predictions. No spreads, no over unders. Just straight. Who do we think is gonna win? Moving on to the other segment of week 6 is the game of the week. Game of the week we chose today, or for this week, would be, there's a couple good games going on that we just listed a couple of them while we were doing that, but we ultimately decided the Cowboys versus the Chargers on Monday night. Dallas 2.5 point favorites. Honestly, could have seen this being a pick'em game. I think
it's because
the defense is what sells
I
them
don't
a
even
little bit more.
I don't even know if it's that. I think it's more so the fact that it's actually going to be 70% Charger fans. I mean, Cowboy fans
Yeah,
there.
yeah. That's so embarrassing.
It's basically a home game. So it's like they're on a neutral field, they'd probably be even favorites or pick 'em.
Yeah, I mean that's just if you're a Charger player, like, it's so demoralizing.
It's the same for the Rams though, for the most part. I mean, when they play no like a Panthers team, it's not, but got any historical team, they own the stadium. It's bad. I mean, the Niners are 70% fans when they're there watching that game.
Oh, dude, it's ridiculous.
It's red. They're quieting they have to use silent count at home.
That's so bad.
I know.
But like we just talked about, we're both leaning the Chargers on this one. Underdogs. It's gonna be a good game.
I agree. I'm excited for it.
Moving on to our players to watch this week. I had Justin Fields as one of them.
3 straight games in a row.
Yeah, reasoning still has something to prove in my opinion. But we just want to see that consistency of him producing the way he's been producing the past 2 weeks. I want to see it prevail into a divisional game that they have coming up.
I think he'll play well too against the blitz. The Vikings really like to blitz people, and I think he'll be a good matchup for it.
Yep. Just he needs to keep using his legs. Keep using his legs.
Just be smart.
You chose Brock Purdy.
Back on the Brock Purdy train. He has a legit chance to win the MVP. They may go 15-2.
Yeah. And he's just the most accurate quarterback I've ever watched, I feel like.
He's awesome. Like, he is awesome.
Arm strength, not there. Doesn't matter when his timing's on point and his accuracy's on point.
He throws the ball so well across the middle of the field, too.
Watching Brandon Ayuk every catch as a first down is unreal.
It's so wild.
I'm literally watching it. I'm like, oh, Brandon Ayuk caught it for another first down and another one.
First down
and
or
another
touchdown.
One. But it's just, they don't even throw the ball that enough. They're just so efficient.
Yeah, they're a well-oiled machine.
My next guy, I really struggled to find players that we're looking to watch. So I just chose Kirk Cousins to I mean, it's just competing for his job here.
Could he be traded?
No security blanket with JJ. I know we usually say a security blanket's a tight end, but I mean JJ's his man. Divisional game, so see how he does with Addison and KJ Osborne on the outside. Then your last guy was Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow's back. They're playing a solid team in the Seahawks.
Just
I'm
another one of those
excited to see how they
guys you want to
go.
see consistency now.
Yeah, if he has another big game, I mean, I'm officially declaring them back in my Super Bowl contention.
Yep. They're just fun to watch. Their
They are. I
offense.
mean,
When
they
they're
take
explosive, they're
shots.
fun.
They take shots. It's awesome. I mean, that's what I love about watching them.
Is T back?
I don't know.
What was his injury? Rib? No.
Broken a fractured rib.
Yeah, it was ribs. Okay. Yeah, they probably might not play him. Probably try to win another one without him out on the field.
I agree. They have a tough schedule coming up. I think they have the Niners after this.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, rest up, T. We need you.
No shit.
Moving on to last segment of the day. Early slate locks, week 6. We have 5 that we like and 1 LMGBTY. Let me get back to you.
I forgot about that.
Bengals minus 2.5 at minus 120.
I like that play a lot.
Bears, we have a lot of 2.5s rolling here. Bears plus 2.5 against the Vikings.
That money line might also be live.
We could slide the money line into the LMGBTY.
Yep.
Falcons minus 2.5.
Again, I just think the Commanders are kind of toast.
Yeah, and they didn't stop the run very well against the Bears, which is saying something. So come play Arthur Smith, who loves to pound it down your throat. Also, real quick, Kyle Pitts, is he back?
He's back.
Jonnu and Kyle Pitts both had good games. Are they the two tight end team?
Tight end too.
I totally forgot about him. And then I saw he had like 3 back-to-back good games.
No, I can't believe Kyle Pitts is tight end too.
Oh, yeah, that's wild.
Stupid.
Next one, Colts money line at plus 176. That's my pick, personally.
Yeah, I really like it.
And then my other one for this one was Saints minus 1.5.
Again, I like it. I don't think I'm going to do it.
It's going to probably be one that I also scratch off. I did the same thing last week. They were on this list, and I did not do it.
Yeah, I think that's how I am right now.
Honestly, if I didn't have a bad Saturday in college, I might have slapped it, but I had a very piss poor Saturday.
It happens. You want it back?
But then my LMGBTY, let me get back to you, Chargers money line. It's going to be one of those late time decisions. It's going to be like, how am I doing? And then
I really want to take it. Depending on how well Sunday and Saturday go, I probably will be taking that bet.
Yep. It's going to be we got some good games to watch for gambling purposes. But if you're just a fan and you're under the age of 21, Lord's with you.
Lord's with you.
Because we got some
DFS.
We got some bad DFS. But yep, that's the episode 8, week 6 in the books. Got a decent week ahead of us. Like I said, there's some snoozers, but there's gonna be some good games. So I'm excited to get to watch on Sunday. Thursday, we're starting off slow, so bear with us. All right, that's gonna do it.
See ya.